I never thought that I'd leave the job I prayed for. But in 2023, I walked away from my dream job without a backup plan lined up. I was at a nonprofit doing meaningful work in New York City, but something shifted, and I knew I had to take a leap. Hi, I'm Faith, and here's why I left everything to study live music production and design. I was juggling between two roles, working 9 to 5 at a nonprofit I dreamed of since high school and serving as a worship director. I did this for a few years and it was work I deeply believed in, but the tug for more creativity actually began earlier during COVID. And at the time, like so many creatives and worship leaders, I had to adapt fast. When church services moved online, I became hyper aware of how much experience design mattered, especially in a time of Zoom fatigue and disconnection. And it wasn't just about what people saw on screen, is what they heard, felt, smelled, or even tasted. And that season opened my eyes to how much more was possible when it came to designing experiences that truly move people. When we returned to in-person gatherings, the relevance of experience design did not go away, and I felt a new dream come up to the horizon. And it was to design and create experiences that move people and change lives. I imagined doing this through the engagement of all 5 senses, but to do this, I knew I needed to grow in my knowledge around audio and tech. I knew I also needed to grow exponentially in my existing design skills as well, but I didn't have the proper tools or language to do that just yet. But one thing I did know about myself was that I grow quickly in a school environment with peers. So that's when I decided to make the big leap and take a risk. I decided to go back to school. I left my job. I was honestly feeling like I was losing my direction within it, and I moved deeper into Jersey. I took a risk because when I left my job, I hadn't gotten into grad school yet. I applied and then I waited, and while I waited, I worked. I worked whatever jobs I could get. I dog sat, I dog walked, I tutored, I worked retail shifts at Banana Republic Factory, and it felt long, but I held on and I kept going. And then in March/April, I got the notice. And yes, I officially got accepted to Berklee NYC. I started studying live music production and design, learning projection design, lighting, audio, and all the behind the scenes pieces that bring an idea to life. It was humbling. I made a lot of mistakes, and I've technically had to start over again, but it was the ride of my life, and I had so much fun. I found new joy in learning how every detail from silence to sound helps tell a story, and through that, I've been rediscovering my why in every show, production, and project I help create.
How are things?
Now I'm continuing to blend design, storytelling, and music in new ways, and this channel is where I'm sharing the journey. So from behind the scenes at Berklee to figuring out life and career, I want to tell stories and share information that I'm personally learning to remind you that you're not alone. We can do this together. So whether you're creative or just navigating your next big move in life, I hope this video gives you the courage to take your own big leap too. So hit subscribe, join me in this journey, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, y'all. Bye-bye.